Hey, what's up guys? This is Taylor and I'm filling in here for the premium video. I'll make it short and sweet, got dinner on the table, but yeah, more of a quiet back and forth day here on the Wall Streets. A couple things I like off the focus list. We are watching gold, DoorDash, Microsoft, Apple, S&Ps, QQQ, Nvidia, Google, Uber, Tesla, and the Qualcomm. Now for Tesla, we have the 500 call for January. And looking at the recent move here, the easier, more explosive part of it came from your 340 into 420-ish push. That came from your daily, 2-day, 3-day, weekly squeeze. There's your initial kick, and you get more of the choppier grind higher. So I think from here, if they can keep it maybe around that 440, 420 for a few more days, decent chance we maybe get a brand new daily squeeze. Build up more energy, go through the compression phase, and from there maybe the breakout back into 500 and change. If we do get that brand new daily squeeze, I'm thinking building into a bigger position on the January-February 500 call. Liking that one for now, and then for the Microsoft, good action here off the daily squeeze. We got the green arrow that would make for an A+ setup and a really good entry. And then to boot, you have a 2-day and a 3-day squeeze. In the right market, I think there's a path here into 550, maybe even 575-ish. Key thing next couple of weeks here is earnings, which I believe are going to be on. Earnings on the, looking like the end of October. I think maybe you take a little nibble, you take... We can think more about it in the room in terms of the actual trade. I would like a little exposure into and potentially through earnings. And my thinking would be if they get anything other than a giant gap down, then you maybe do see the 3-day squeeze go on and eventually make that path into the brand new all-time highs. There's also a chance they hammer out on earnings and then you're looking at a squeeze not breaking out into a brand new all-time high. But I do like that one a lot, and then from that we can jump over to Nvidia. And for Nvidia, I think the trade here is you buy a 200 call, figure out how much time you want to give it, you size it to accept max loss, and off the back of that 3-day squeeze, I think a path into 200, potentially a little bit higher. Big part of that in the short term, I think, would be the market. So if you get a QQQ pulling back 2, 3, 4, 5% next couple of days, yeah, you maybe delay your path here for Nvidia. But anything other than total shift in the market, I think that should make for a breakout here at some point. So could be a 200 call for the October expiration, or the December expiration. Could look at maybe a butterfly. Look at the put credit. I'd like it for a path eventually into the big old 200. Lastly here, guys, is going to be gold, and we'll figure out for the gold futures, is 4,000 bucks going to be support, or could it be a case of you got the giant breakout, you're back under 4K, and then maybe in the short term that's it's all she wrote. What I would not want to do is try to short it. Buy trigger on the 5-minute, 15-minute to 30, the 2-hour, 4-hour. That is a lot of buy triggers. I would rather get long and play for higher above the 4K. So tonight when the futures open in about 30 minutes, I'll be checking out the 15-minute and that 2-hour squeeze here. And yeah, right now your 2-hour squeeze is pretty sharp, good structure, 15 points out of 15. Above that 4,000, maybe room for a bit more fun. Like in gold, like in Nvidia, watching for a potential entry in Microsoft. We've got some Tesla, and then last idea here is going to be kind of along the lines of the monthly squeeze there for AMD, which was a pretty big profit on the gap up from yesterday. But that would be Qualcomm on the monthly. All right, Qualcomm on the monthly, and you've got the squeeze setting up, 13 points out of 15, good structure. I think you're looking at a January, February, March expiration. And slowly building to a 200 call, a 215, a 220. And then from there into December, January, February. if they take that squeeze, break it out, trigger it long in Qualcomm is a $220, $220 stock. It should make for a great trade. If Micron, if Qualcomm pulls back below, say, $1.50, that's where I think you cut your losses and move on to a greener pasture. So that being said, you could buy the shares. You could do an in the money call, out the money call debit butterfly. Anything where you're wrong about 15 points lower and potentially right about, could be a big one. Even back to the 220-ish, you're talking $50, $60 in exchange for about 15 points of risk. In the case of a breakout and a real move here, maybe a path. Again, it's a monthly chart, so not today, tomorrow, next week. Into end of year, early next year, there could be a path here into 250-ish. So again, I like the idea of a January, February, or a March expiration. 200 call, 200, 215 call debit. Give it time, size it to accept the max loss, and you let it fly. But alright, y'all, thank you for watching. Have a great night, and we will catch you in the room tomorrow. Adios.